Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me on another weekend watchlist building session. What a crazy week today, or this week was. Man, ups and downs and consolidation, right? Did you guys see those crazy rips at the beginning of the week? They just rip and then just flat, rip and flat, rip and flat. It was very annoying. Choppiness, to say the least. So, at the end of the day, end of the week, obviously, we were up. SPX even actually, or SPY even made new all-time highs, closing in on Friday. The market's just in a melt-up mode. Tapering should begin pretty seriously next week. We've got that to get into. We've got the overall market conditions. We've got 5 top plays out of the 30 that we picked this week. Ooh, these are going to be fun. Last week we went 5 for 5, so we're going to do a quick video recap. But first, we need an introduction video, and I need you guys to hit the like button, subscribe, and go ahead and turn on that bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out new and fresh content. It's on our schedule to start putting out a video once every other day, as well as start streaming possibly the close. So if you're interested in seeing how we trade the close, join us for some live streaming. You won't get notified unless that bell's clicked. So after this quick intro, we'll be right back and we'll hop right into it. And see you in a second. All right, welcome back. So, crazy week. We had a crazy week. Last week, our watch list last week, what did we do? We went 5 for 5. Yes, we did. If you do not have a subscription to the watch list, it's free. Go ahead and go over to darkpoolcharts.com, click on free newsletter, and go ahead and sign up there. Every week we put out a weekly watch list. In that watch list, we do a video, which is what we're doing right now, as well as we do a deeper dive on the top 5 stocks for that week. Is going into the overall market conditions. We look at the SPY, we look at QQQ, we look at IWM, looking for some divergences and getting an overall market condition. Okay, last week we're trying to restructure things going into 2022. So last week it was just a strictly video watch list. I got mixed reviews on that. Some people said they liked it. Some people like more of the standard one that I do, where I do a write-up, give some specific levels as well as some screenshots. Now keep in mind those screenshots they take a long time to do, so I'm trying to find a balance, and I believe that's all trading really is, just finding a balance in what you do. Okay, there's been a lot of interest lately on the energy drinks that I'm moving to. So this is the Celsius Sparkling Fuji Pear Apple. It's supposed to be like healthy for you, tastes like medicine. Yeah, kind of tastes like medicine. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna link a video to the weekly watch list from last week. The recap that I did earlier today: Mastercard, Dash, FSLY, Caesars, and NTES. NTES is gonna be a carryover for this week as well, but they all hit 5 out of 5 Master Blasters. Master Blasters, couldn't believe it. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the plays this week, and you ready? The plays for this week are Amazon, BNTX, NTES, carryover from last week, because I think it's still got some juice in the tank, Uber, and Zoom, right? So those are our bullish plays. Depending on how the market opens and the overall market structure, I may do an addendum video. I may come back in and say, hey, here's some bearish plays. I want to see what the overall market's going to do. We will check out our futures. We'll get into futures first, and then we will start looking at plays. If you've never been to a weekend watch list before, we use the Smart Money, Dark Pool, and Block Trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade to try to find divergences where Smart Money is buying and price action is diverged from it. That divergence must play out. We like to capitalize from support to the divergence playing out. So I'll get into what each and one of these do here in a few minutes, but just know that divergences play out. We try to find that divergence, and we couple that with some other technical analysis, right? It's not just do this, don't do that. We know what we're doing here with these, candlestick chart patterns. We look at trend lines. We look at Fibonacci. We look at overall market conditions. We really do try to give you as much information as possible without niching ourselves into a corner, right? Because not everybody understands algorithms, and algorithms can be a scary word, but I mean, the same principles that we use for trading penny stocks, right, can also be used to trade small to mid cap stocks. It can be used to trade options, it can be used to trade futures. So we try to encompass all of the different trading strategies and techniques as possible. Okay, 2022 is going to be a busy year for us. We're going to be redoing the YouTube channel. I'm going to work on some production quality. I'm going to work on giving you guys it's going to be less plays, but more often and a deeper dive. I feel like just giving you guys 5 plays a week is great, but what if they all hit on Monday? Then I feel like a lot of people get into the pattern where they start over trading. Over trading means that you go against your plan. Your plan is, I'm going to trade this stock and this stock, and when that play is done and that divergence is played out, and there's no other trends to follow, then what do? Do you just sit on your hands and watch everybody else make money? You say that you do, but 99% of the time, people will try to get into another play unprepared. So I feel it's better if we were to do a couple more plays throughout the week and do a little bit deeper dive on them instead of just, here's 5, let's go. Also might possibly doing some live streaming, and as I mentioned earlier, streaming the close, right? The first 2 hours and the last 2 hours are the best time to trade the stock market, and we're going to really be working on that. So appreciate your support. Appreciate everybody that's liked and liked the videos, especially our subscribers and anyone who's made sure that they've turned on those notifications. Love seeing y'all in the morning. Do a live stream every morning, Monday through Friday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and it's a very question and answer format. We get a lot of information done. We go through a lot of information, all the news, all the analyst upgrades, downgrades, and any sort of earnings reports. Find stocks to play for that day, and like I said, it's a question and answer format. All of the tools I have at my disposal. If you have a question on it, let me know. I'll pull it up. If you want to say, hey, what's TradyTix doing for, what is TradyTix thinking for Amazon, right? A lot of people don't have access to these tools. I'm definitely willing to provide you that information. Amazon bullish algo flow. So let's hop right into it. Okay, overall market. This is the overall market 5-minute chart. Going into the end of last week, it's definitely interesting. So, we don't want to do that. The rule of thumb for this is we like to see the bottom row down and the top row up. That's the way we like to trade. Got you there, didn't I? So the bottom row's down. We like to see usually the top row would be inverse. Okay, across the bottom we have gold, crude. ZB, which is TLT, is the equity equivalent. It's the 10-year T-bond futures. And then over on the right, we have the Japanese yen. All right, 1 second. So I legit just coughed because I've been talking all day. Bottom row's done. So the top row, we have ES, NQ, YM, which is the Dow, and RTY, which is the Russell. So corresponding, if bonds are down, usually the ES is up, right? If gold is, I need to put crypto in here. I need to find one extra. If I do crypto, I've got to find one other future or commodity to look at so that it's balanced. I'm thinking maybe copper. All right. If you have any suggestions or requests, let me know in the comments section below. And who knows, maybe you'll see your request appear on the chart someday. Okay. Going into the end of last week, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the daily chart to give us a overall market perspective of what's going on. So ES rallying, it's been rallying right after that massive pullback. We came up. I thought that this doji that came in on the 8th was going to be a downward cycle. It looks like it's setting up for, unfortunately, there's a strat technique that basically looks like a megaphone, right? Where you guys are gonna kill me. I don't remember the name of it. If you've traded the strat, let me know in the comment section below what the strategy is, where basically you get this kind of a shape, right? Price action, and then that kind of a shape there. Let me know, and I won't forget it again. Overall uptrend, but this is not a very. It's a bearish pattern. Let me just clear this off and I'll show you really quickly what I'm talking about. You get this kind of a move here with price action, right? Your candles are forming that megaphone. There's a specific term for that, and from what I understand, it's kind of bearish. So I'm going to be nimble with the markets into the next couple weeks. Lots of stuff here. I wonder if I can get rid of those quickly and easily. You know if there's like a clear... Is there like a clear... Let's see. Oh, remove drawings. There we go. NQ, it looks like it's kind of forming a head and shoulders, or possibly an inverse. It's crazy. It's still trading right along its mean, which is good. And poor Dow, right? Again, that same type of similar pattern that's happening in the ES is happening with the Dow, where instead of getting a bull flag, right, which goes from big to little, we're getting the megaphone, which goes from little to big, okay? And then the poor Russell, it appears to me the Russell may be setting up for a larger move to the downside, right? If you've not looked at our candlestick patterns course or candlestick patterns video, that's because I haven't put it out yet. I'll work on getting that out, but basically a sell-off, a quick pop for continued sell-off. So really need to pay attention. The other thing that could be happening is it could be setting up for the Wu-Tang pattern reversal. If you've been with me for a while, you know what the Wu-Tang pattern reversal is. It's the Dow 1, 2, 3 reversal where we get a pullback. You know, I should just use this guy right here, right? We get a pullback, we get a rally, we get a pullback that makes a higher high, and then we come up, and as soon as we break that 2 level, right? As soon as we break that 2 level, we catch this long move to the upside. It looks like a W. I'm probably doing this wrong. It should probably be more like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I do it this way. It's a W. It's a Wu-Tang pattern reversal. Wu-Tang! Woo-hoo! All right. So overall markets caution and chop is what I'm seeing, setting up for the ES, the NQ, the Dow, and we're looking for the Russell to use this doji as a potential reversal for an upside move. If it comes down and makes a lower low, then we can look at a longer term move, the downside in small caps. Gold, after a nice little rally, pullback consolidation. Is it setting up for a head and shoulders? Very possibly. I'm actually going to be a little bit more bullish on gold. Give it some time though, okay? Just going to see what happens with crypto when that transaction takes place. Crude, I thought I'd heard someplace crude might actually make an all-time high. This is that little horseshoe pattern, right? Kind of, or seahorse looking pattern where there's a head, body, tail, right? Very bearish pattern in my perspective, opinion, right? And then ZB making higher highs, making higher lows. So if bonds continue to rally, the ES will come down, right? Money flows from bonds into the ES and from ES into the bonds, and the poor yen, it just needs to keep falling, in my opinion. However, inverse head and shoulders is starting to form. The inverse head and shoulders is left shoulder, head, and then right shoulder. That sets up for a larger move to the upside. Okay, moving on. Let's get into it. This is Flow Trade. This is the smart money dark pool and block trade algorithm software provided by Flow Trade. It tracks the flow index. The flow index tracks. It's an algorithm that tracks large hedge funds, institutional purchases, smart money, billion-dollar transactions. Retail is a part of that. I don't want to say that it doesn't track any retail, but it's not Robinhood, right? It's not tracking Minear's orders unless you're buying, unless you're creating some unusual options activity, buying hundreds of contracts at a time. It's not necessarily going to track our involvement. It does track large hedge fund, institutional, smart money, dark pools, and block trades. Creates a flow index algorithm that is a real-time predictive indicator. It's not a lagging or a leading. You don't have to look left to see what it's going to do. It's already doing it. If it can ever reload, then we can get going. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video until this happens. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, but a little irritated. So, if you're new to the stream, welcome. I'm going to make this a single chart layout so that I can quickly illustrate what we're looking to have happen, and I can educate all the new people that have joined the video for the first time. What you see in front of you is the smart money, it's Flow Trade chart. I just went through it. I didn't want to go through it again. White bars are price action. The purple line that you see, that's the regular algorithm, right? We have an ability to track regular algorithm, or we can look at dark pool algorithms, right? Or we can track a combination of the both. I prefer the normal algorithm. I feel like it's a little bit more reactive to shorter term moves and price action, okay? So we like to see divergence where price is heading in one direction and the algorithm's heading in another, because price will follow the algorithm, okay? It's a predictive indicator. It's a leading indicator. It's not lagging. It's happening in real time, and it tracks everything, okay? So if you see me draw anything on my charts, I like to be very color-coded. I like to use red for regular block trades, right? I like to use blue for dark pool block trades, and if you see me drop a white line, then you better say, party time! I'm just kidding. Am I? No. Yeah, I am. The white lines are fun. No, white lines are when a regular block trade and a dark pool block trade print on top of each other, and I can't draw two lines, right? I draw a white line on there. It's a very important level. Lots of inflection will happen at that area. Draw it on your chart, study it for a little while, see what happens. So the new process is to kind of draw these lines where those blocks occurred or where they started to print, right? So let's see. I think that I went a little small. Sorry. Went a little small on these. There we go. That's better. So we had a regular block trim come in on Amazon, 35.23.39 at the end of the day on the 7th, right? Which is here. We also had couple of regular blocks come in at the end of the day on the 10th, right? I want to, let's do this, because this level has provided support multiple times in the past. So in that instance where it's provided longer term support, I'm going to go ahead and draw it all the way across the screen, okay? We have a dark pool level coming in at 34.83.42 that printed on the 9th, right here at the end of the day. So this, right, dark pool level there, it also interacted with price action at this level once before. So dark pool level comes in at the end of the day. The next day we gap down. Is that a buy order or sell order? It's the thing about dark pools, they don't tell you, but we can deduce, right, what happens to price action based on where those dark pool levels print, okay? So I'm going to be doing some videos going a little bit deeper into that. There's been a lot of requests for that, and I think it's important for everybody to have a kind of a little bit more of than a basic understanding of dark pool levels. So algorithm's been net buying since the 29th, right? A little bit of divergence. See, this divergence is played out. So let me show you what I mean by divergence. Price action and the algorithm diverged at this point, right? Divergence is played out at this point, where where price action comes in back and meets the algo, okay? Not the other way around. Not where the algo meets price action. It's where price action meets the algorithm. As far as technical goes, Amazon is a little bit of uptrending support there. It's a little double top. Could this be a wedge breakout? Very possibly. We are in a zone. For those of you that have been studying the zones with me, we are in a zone that runs here. That's our zone. We want to trade inside this zone, from this zone up to the next zone. Actually, there's a little micro zone right here. This is the one we need to worry about, or this is the one we need to look at. Where's it at? Basically there. Oh, so up and above this level, right? I think we rally up to dark pool level. When we hit that dark pool level, that's the support and resistance. So we'll either bounce off of it to the downside or break through it, back test it for support, and continue on to the next level, right? So I'm thinking Amazon's going to be pretty bullish going into this week. I don't need the futures charts anymore, and I do need these charts. So what I'd like to do is spend a couple minutes looking at price action on a couple of different time frames and using a couple of different strategies and techniques, right? I think it's important to try to show you as much information as I possibly can because everybody has a different way of doing things, right? That's why with these videos, I don't know if I want to continue to, it's kind of hard to do. Well, it's not as hard to do it. It's just I'd rather do 10 over the week, right? 3 every 2 days. Why not? All right, Amazon price-wise, let's go. Here we go. Amazon's got an ATR of about $105 a day, which means it can move quite a bit, right? It's been consolidating, rallying, Is this a head and shoulders? We will see on this breakout. 1, 2, 3, reversal, possibly. Lots of things are setting up. Came down, tweezer bottom. If you don't know what a tweezer bottom is, I gotta do the candlestick chart. There's candlestick learning video. Tweezer bottom, rally back up to the mean, the 21-day EMA right here. This white line, and from there we pull back. We've got a 50-200 parallel movement. Getting ready for a slingshot squeeze, right? Getting ready for the squeeze to release. It's in a mid-compression squeeze. Radiating fire signal fired off. We've got a mid-compression sell signal, so we're trying to get a little bit more juice and momentum going there. That's what we're hoping these squeezes will release, give us some momentum to break us up through the 21 EMA up to our next price target. I have not drawn a fib. I haven't drawn any fibs on this yet, so let's just go ahead and see what we're looking at. We sold off. We rallied up to the 50% retracement. We've pulled back. If we find support, this 50-day holds, right? We're in this previous supply zone is now a demand zone, right? That support holds, and we come back up above 35.51, 36. I think Amazon hits 5,000 soon, right? As far as the 4-hour chart's concerned, very similar to the daily, except for we've got more of a looping, right? A little looping H-shaped pattern. I'm not super bullish on that pattern. This could be a head and shoulders pattern. Do this. I think that's a little bit more fair. Is it head and shoulders? Who knows? Do we have uptrending support? Looks like we broke it, recovered from it. What I'm really interested in is these low compression slingshot squeezes that are getting ready to release. Meaning the histogram's going to go higher, but our radiant fire is giving us a bearish signal. So, like I said, we have to be nimble. The algorithm is bullishly diverged, so it could pull price action back up with us. I'm changing my exponential moving averages to 821 or 1321.34. We'll see how that works for the next couple weeks, if it actually makes the move that we're looking at. So we're below the 200, we're below the 50, and we're below our stacked moving averages. We're really depending on this slingshot squeeze to curl around, release, break above, point of control, above VWAP. So we've got a fight ahead of us. But once we clear these levels and we test previous lows, then I think if we time that squeeze right, why is that way? Let's see if I can make this a little easier for everybody to see. All right, make it bigger and go with just a solid line. I think it works. Purple's kind of hard to see though, right? Should we go with... I never know what colors y'all want to see. I think... nice bright blue. There we go. That's good. So, slingshot squeeze releases, right? Thrust price action up through the Ichimoku cloud weak spot, right? We've got two clouds that have come together and formed a weak spot. Easy for us to get through. Move to the upside. Contrarian, we reject that level. We start breaking some of these previous lows, right? We take out this little demand zone that we've been in. We take that out. I think we come back down and test, test previous lows, really. Come on. So that's the downside. Got a little bit of resistance to the upside. Point of control is up at 35.25. I think Amazon's going to be bullish this week. Last little chart I wanted to look at. 15-minute cup and handle consolidation. Slingshot squeeze, right, on the 15-minute. has released. It was a $15 squeeze release right there. But like I said, we do have overhead resistance. The algorithm is bullishly diverged. All right, this one is what I'm super interested in. It's a 5-minute chart. I should probably just turn that off because I used it earlier. Okay, so Amazon pulled back to some tree lines, found support at the 4-hour Keltner channel bottom, right? So ping pong up to the mid, up to the top. 618 retracement, so we pulled back to the 382, hit the 50. We're consolidating at the 50% retracement from a previous high to previous low. Gonna go try to take out the 618 above the 4-hour, then we move to the 4-hour top. So Amazon could hit 35.40 this week. Okay, as far as options go, Amazon's very bullish. Looking at the 15-minute with some support and resistance levels, we've got bullish options across the board. Currently resting at support. Like I said, previous lows is previous lows is your overhead resistance. Okay, all right. That one took a longer than the rest of these are going to, simply because I had to explain a lot of stuff. Thanks for bearing with me. We will get into these next ones relatively quickly. Right, BNTX. This is a COVID stock play, right? They are a vaccine manufacturer that has most recently they align with Pfizer. They are the Moderna competitor. They're the Moderna large cap competitor, where Pfizer is more of a kind of a mid cap, right? So I should probably show you the profit. What do I do? BNTX. Oh, you know what I forgot? Look, I've got this set up for you too. We could have looked at Amazon on this. Really quickly, I will go through this because I think that this chart is pretty dang important. Right? Looking for squeezes. We've got some upper time frame mid compression squeezes with the histogram, right, coming down. This is distribution. I'll have to go through. I can't remember what it is. Looking at this, maybe I'm not as bullish on Amazon as I thought. Below the 50, below the 200, negatively stacked moving averages. Pull up, come down. We traded right up to the 21 EMA. Do we come back down and test some of these previous lows? We might. All right, so 35. Let's just do 3,400 as a back test potential. If it breaks 3,400 area, hold on, 34 is the psychological. So I'm trying to see if we have a bunch of closes there. A little bit lower, 33.75 on Amazon. Right, that's roughly that level there. Pull back and rally up. Ugh, I don't know. That divergence, though, on Amazon was pretty gnarly. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's give it a couple days, right? Let's come back and look at it again on maybe Wednesday. See what happens. If there's a downside move, for me, Amazon, if it takes out previous lows, right? If it takes out... Amazon takes out this low here, right, which is pretty significant. Pretty significant low. $33.38.60 is the support level I have on Amazon. If that breaks, then we're going to look at a downside play. Amazon notoriously sells off on Friday, but seems to recover in on Monday, right? So here's Monday of last week, rally, right? Sell off throughout the week. Friday comes, we sell off. Rally at the end of the day. Okay, BNTX. Just remind me on Amazon. I need to come back in and check on that one a little bit more this week. All right, BNTX. We don't really have any block trades happening that are going to help us out, which is a little disappointing. None within the last let's just do 10 days. No block trades in the last 10 days. However, look at this algorithm. This is a pretty gorgeous little uptrending channel, right? The algo's just moving on up. Price action is, let's see, we broke support. We've got an inverse head and shoulders here. Definitely a wedge. So we're looking for the wedge breakout for a move to take out previous high to previous low, right? Speaking of zones, right? We want to trade this zone here. That's the zone we're looking to trade. I will find a color for that zone. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Maybe green or red, orange, something. Algorithms making higher highs, higher lows. Price action is, looks like an inverse head and shoulders forming. Definitely a wedge form. As far as price, daily price action, we did pull back. We closed below the 50 for the first time in quite a while, but we closed above the 200 SMA, right? MACD is neutral and decreasing. I don't have a MACD on here. All right, squeeze pros, neutral and decreasing. Look for a reversal here. We can easily just bounce and pop, or we come back down and fill up a bunch of orders in this. We're in a pretty large demand zone right now, right? Pretty large demand zone. Do we come back down and kiss the 200 SMA on the daily? Possibly. If we do, that's a major dip by opportunity. Looking at it on the 4-hour chart. See, I think I should just, I'm struggling with Heikin-Ashi and regular candlesticks, trying to figure out which one is the best. So let me know what you all prefer in the comment section, if you like Heikin-Ashi or if you like the just regular candlesticks. Alright, so I'm supposed to be getting, that's what I was looking for. Okay, waiting for those deviation channels to come in. So BNTX is most comfortable at this white line, right? It's currently trading 1 deviation away from the mean, so that's not too terribly bad. It could come down and test this 1/2 deviation, which is definitely a previous level of support at 234. 234 bounce? Could be. Could very well be. Let's see, where is that? Like I said, we got a pretty significant supply and demand zone down in this area. I won't rehash it, but looking at BNTX on the 2-hour chart. All right, this is a very bearish position, right? Highs, slope sell-off, crossed below the 50, couldn't get back above it, fell all the way down to the 200 SMA, consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. Finally couldn't hold itself up anymore, came back down, created a new volume shelf at its level now. So there's a bunch of, this is a demand zone, right, that we are in. That runs 250 to 260. It's a pretty decent one. So if we retrace, we got to get above the 200, which is will be our first target. So rally to VWAP at 280, above 280. We hit the 200 SMA at 285, and then point of control at 290. If we get above 290, we've got the 50 right at 300, and then we get into the cloud. So if this is a true downside move on BNTX, we're going to play the rally to the 21 and then short from the 21 for a larger move to the downside, right? So just sell the pop, sell the rip, right? So you buy the dip, sell the rip. So long to VWAP, and then if it can't get above the 200, then I think we start selling some longer term move to the downside. Algo's pretty bullishly diverged. This divergence, actually, you know what, I think about it. Look at this. So this is a divergence we're going to be playing. Everything over here, right? All this divergence to the left has already been played out, okay? Looking at BNTX, couldn't get above. Furious resistance came down, fell off a cliff. Mid compression, mid to high compression squeezes are firing. Ready and fire on the 15. We might get that little pop, like I said. That pop back up to 290 or 280, 285, 290. So that's 280, 285, 290. And then finally, what do we got going on here? Let's see. How do I swear I just did this. Remove drawings. Alright, so we fell down through the bottom of the 4 hour. We couldn't get back up in it. Couldn't get back up in it. Bounced off the monthly Keltner channel. Is at the top of the bottom. Monthly Keltner channel top. Right. We'd like to get back into this cloud right here. If we can get into that, then we get that move, right? So BNTX coming into next week, I need to see it above 265. So 265 for a move to 285, 285 fight to 290, 290 fight to 308 or 300 psychological level. Above 300 we hit 310. Kind of heavy. It's really gonna test the algorithm this week. Okay, next one. I'm taking a lot of time here. I'm going to move on relatively quickly with these next ones. NTES is a carryover from last week. We loved it so much, we want to play it again. All right, is that what we're saying? Is that a justification? All right, I'm looking at this divergence and saying yum. That's all I've got to say. So last week, right, the algorithm was above price action and it pulled it up with it, right? Nice, got some good gaps going on there, right? Let's just go ahead and clear this drawing set and start again, shall we? All right, where's my favorite blue? Is it this one? Okay, dark pool levels are going to be our support and resistance on the way up. 102.84 is the most recent dark pool. It came in at the close, right? But you can see prices interacted with it more than a couple times. So I believe it's important to show what's happened to these levels before. Get a little bit more width on that. Okay. I believe this is going to be pretty decent support, right? It was resistance, rallied up, support, right? Consolidation. We'll see if that's support and resistance going into early next week. We also had a dark pool level at 107.34 that came in on the 8th, right? This came in at the bell on the 8th. Here, so I believe that was probably a sell order, right? Rally, consolidation. Let's go ahead and take some profits, right? The drop price down to 105, right? The same day at the bell, we had another block trade came in. Oh no, what does that mean? Right, probably another sell order, profit taking. So this 104.08 block trade that you see here actually came in at the close here, right? It's acted as resistance, as you can see. So there's probably some orders still sitting there, right? Right, probably some orders still sitting there. Price action can't get back through it. And then the final one right here, we had another block trade come in. So do you think it's another sell order where it drops back down to longer term dark pool support, right? Long-term dark support is there. This is a good white line level. We've got a regular and a dark trade, or dark pool block trade that have printed so close to each other. They're within like 20 cents. Come on, 20 cents on a $100 stock. Let's just go ahead and call that a white line level. So support at 100, psychological. Also regular and dark pool block trades have came in at this level. This is what I'm going to use as support. So support at 100. If we fall down to 100, we break that. We'll look at a bearish play. If we come back down to 100, I'm going to call it support level and look at moves to the upside. Oh, that was a mouthful. We do have a regular block trade that came in on the 9th at the close. So here, regular block trade came in there, got a quick pop off of that, and then immediately fell back down into consolidating support at the regular or at a dark pool level. Okay, we've got, I mean, this is pretty decent divergence, right? Algos are making higher highs, price action's making lower lows, so these micro divergencies in here have played out, right? So, the way this looks on a chart, I don't know if this is a bull or a bear flag, or if we're going to get a 5200 crossover, which is a very bullish move as far as price action is concerned. $5 ATR rally up to the 21 EMA at 110, right? There's an $8 move. You should be able to make a little bit of profit off of that. Looking for this squeeze to slingshot back around, help thrust us up back to that 110 level. Tried to get back above the exponential moving averages right off of this. You guys don't know if you can see this. Let me make it a little bit more. A little more. That's a lot more, right? Right off of that demand zone. Up. Couldn't get back up above the 21. Consolidating. Right. I've got, I don't know what this level is there for. Support. So the moves to 110. Right. Above 110. It's a pretty clean and easy move back up to all-time highs. Slingshot squeeze release. All right. I'm not too happy about this red and yellow. Right. I'd like it to be green. Further struggles. We had a death cross, a 50 cross to 200. I'm really looking for this squeeze to release to get us back up through. Contrarian, we reject VWAP. We break POC. I think we come back down to 100. Below 100, we will find a downside target. I think all these little micro thrusts, like this is high compression squeezes that really didn't get a chance to release. So that pressure is still building. I think we get above the 15-minute Ichimoku cloud, right? So from 100 to 104, above 104, 105.50, 105.50 to 108.26, and then finally 110. Stair step your way up on that. Coming off of support, right? We've got the 4-hour Keltner channel bottom below us, rally to the the mid at 104, and then the top at 107.35. Right, short-term moves on NTES. All right, moving on to Uber. Uber. Everybody loves Uber. Uber seems to be getting hit with a lot more news lately. I'm going to be definitely keeping an eye out for it. It tends to move inverse of the news. Like if you think it's coming out with some, yeah, I just previewed the new, yeah, my bad. I gotta edit this video now. All right, Uber off. Look at this massive amount of block trades in here. So last 7 days, divergence has just started, really. We got a couple white lines, a couple triple bottoms, and a lower downside target. So let's do this, shall we? All right, so Uber, the algorithm is making higher highs and higher lows, right? So the algo is heading in one direction. Price action isn't necessarily following it, right? A little bit of a wedge, triple bottom, right? It's got a little micro wedge it's got to break out of. If Uber can get above this white line level here, coming in at 37 on the dot. All right, Uber starts taking out that little white line level there. All right, I think we get a bullish move to the upside. Instantly, there's going to be a lot of profit taking. So we've got dark pool, support and resistance. Currently, we're resting at dark pool. All right, we had a dark pool block like here. Let me just do this. You got to be able to see it, right? So overhead fight. I believe most of these blocks have already been taken care of. So we will see on the way back up. It's going to stair step its way back up. Path of least resistance, obviously to the downside, right? We have a dark pool level here that we could use as support. We've also got a regular block trade level down here that we could use as support as well. So that 35.95, 35.80 level, right? Maybe a quick drop and then a move to the upside. Let's see what the charts have to say. Trading at -3, -2 ATR. This may be that horseshoe downside move, but I'm cautiously optimistic on it because we are down at a pretty significant demand zone. right? Right. When I say significant, I mean the last time we were at this level was a year ago. So it's there's a doji in there. Let me go find it. Right there. So last time we broke this level, we rallied. All right, now we're coming back down. We've got a lot of overhead weight, so don't get me wrong. We're below. We're bearish. Right, this is a bearish move, but I'm looking for, is it a reversal? Does it do this? Right, or does it do this? Does it break? Right, does the market does the market go kaput next week and we do that kind of a move? Very possibly, right? We're downtrending overall, and we're currently trading at one deviation from, or half a deviation from the mean. So definitely going to see what happens with this algorithm into next week. Uber on the 4-hour couldn't get back up above the 21. Remember when we were looking at rally to the 21, right, and then selling at the 21 for the large move to the downside? This is what I mean, right? It sold off. We rallied to the 21, couldn't get above it, put in a sell order there and played a longer to move to the downside. Possibly that's the cycle that we're happening. We need to see if we get a pop and, quick pops. Looks like there's a pretty significant level of resistance right there. So above, let's just say 39.50. So Uber above 39.50. I think we come up and we take out, 43. Right, we come up here and basically test that 43 level. So contrarian, like I said, there's a downside move very possible as well. Uber on, let's see, trend spider sold off, couldn't get through the cloud, consolidation, right, lack of interest, right, we're at a volume shelf here, lots of spaghetti above us, waiting for the slingshot squeeze to release. Possibly. So rally to 38, above 38. We've got 38.73. We get above this level here, we can breathe a little bit all the way up to 41.63. And finally, the same deal here. All these squeezes forming, trying to get us up through these Ichimoku clouds. There's a zone right there that's pretty lucrative. Looks like a pretty lucrative zone from 37 to, so basically all of 37. Okay. And then finally, Zoom. Okay, so looking at the Zoom this week, keep in mind that this is monthly expiration week too. So all our monthly expiration contracts, quad witching. All right, Zoom has got some pretty decent bullish divergence happening here. I would like to see, I think it's started, I mean, Zoom's got the potential to move a bit, like quite a bit. It's a COVID stock, right? So Algo's making higher highs and higher lows. It was taking price action with it. Divergence occurred when, price continued to move higher and, or the Algo continued to move higher and price decided it wanted to move lower. So what kind of support do we have? Broken trend line. And we're in a zone right now. Let me just grab this. I'll use this color. We are in a zone. All right, there's this zone here. I'm a little off on my drawings, but is this a support zone and we continue to move to the upside? Maybe if price action can pull it up with it. I want to see us take out that high, and then we go take out this high here, right? That's the upside move. The move to the downside is we just trade in this zone down to there. Zoom 185s, $18 ATR, rally to the 21 EMA is at 220. So that 185 to 220 move, possible setup for the larger move to the downside. Who knows? Right, looks like we're getting a slingshot squeeze. Ready and Fire is getting ready to fire off a buy signal. Couldn't get through the 13, right? So we need to try to get back up into above 190, basically above 200 for the move up to, what did I say, 220, right? Slingshot squeeze, double red. Zoom looks heavy. I don't know what's going on with the algo. Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. So 4-hour top, 4-hour mid. I think we might have to come back down and test 181 before we get to go back up, right? Complete the cycle down to the 4-hour bottom. Right, we got to get above some clouds. So basically we are at a support zone with a bunch of squeezes taking place. Right, less overhead resistance than some of the previous stocks. If we were to like really dissect these moving averages here, right, this is the 821.34, so we just barely below the 50. So if we can rally up above VWAP and take out this previous VWAP, right, 190, then I think we get a pretty easy move up to, 200. Above 200, it gets pretty decent up to 220. So, all right, well, that's it. Thanks for joining me once again. My name's Dark Algo. I am here every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern, or 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I stream for about an hour and a half. Like I said, we take requests. And if you don't know what to do, cash is a position. Thanks for joining me. Do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe. Turn on notifications on your way out the door. Don't let me forget, I have to edit this video. Have a good day.